We are, unfortunately, the only all-male delegation that the government has sent. It has sent 7 delegations to different regions of the world. We were given the great honor of coming to all of you and coming to this country. We have been already to Guyana, to Panama, to Colombia, to Brazil, and now we are here. So while many of the other delegations have returned home, we are now on the last leg of our journey. We have 2 more days of meetings. We arrived late yesterday. We've had a very full day on Capitol Hill today, plus some of us at the National Press Club, some of us have had a press conference. We all had a press conference as well at the embassy, and now we're concluding the day with you. Tomorrow again and day after, there will be a number of meetings with members of the executive branch, with members of the, some more members of the legislature, though we seem to have seen all the people on our wish list already. We've seen the chairman of the 2 foreign relations committees, the House and the Senate. We've seen the India caucus, of course, and we've seen the chairs of the subcommittees dealing with the areas that matter to us, in our case, South and Central Asia and East Asia. And we've also seen a senator who chairs the Intelligence Committee. So there's been a very, very wide, impressive cross-section of legislators who met us, spoken to us. And I must say, our purpose in coming was actually very simple. Lay out what we've been through in India the last few weeks with the horrific terrorist attack in Pahalgam, and seek understanding and solidarity with us on these matters. I must say it was very satisfying for us that in every country we went to, and today on Capitol Hill, we found that understanding. We came prepared for much more by way of a pushback or questions or even some skepticism. We found none. There has been an unconditional support extended to us in our struggle against terrorism. And at the same time, there is a strong sense that the relationship with India matters to all these people. Since we're in the US, I just mentioned that the senators and Congress people were all anxious. First of all, on this issue, they were with us, and then they wanted to talk more about how we can expand our cooperation, expand trade and investment, expand cooperation on defense, on intelligence, and all sorts of things. And the strategic partnership is real. We saw it in practice in the fact that the very, very highest echelons of the legislature dealing with foreign policy and foreign affairs took the trouble to see us. There's always things going on. In fact, when our meeting was ending at the Senate, they had to rush off to a vote. There's always something going on, but they found the time for us, and they engaged with us in a very positive and constructive way. So that's the main news. Secondly, as Ambassador Quattro pointed out, one of the things that came across was how much you matter. One of the representatives, I think it was Representative McCormick, mentioned that he had 14% of his electorate are Indians. There's no way that a man like that can be indifferent to the needs of the Indian American community and to your wishes about your homeland. So when you speak up to your representatives and you tell them what you'd like to see happening in their positions on matters that affect all of you and affect your families back home and affect India, that really counts. So I want to very much give you that message as well. They are conscious of you, they respect you, you're all very, very high achievers and people who do significant things, so we're proud of you and we want you to continue to do that. One more thing I want to point out, because it's something that I've always been telling you. There are 7 MPs here. One of my colleagues, Milind Deora, had to go on another assignment. But 7 MPs representing 5 political parties, 7 states, and we also have 2 ambassadors with us, as the current ambassador in Washington and the former ambassador at Terrorism Sandhu. So we have 7 states, and counting them with 8 states and 3 religions. And I mention religion is not because it should matter, because we are all equal under the Constitution in our country, but because the terrorists in Pahalgam tried to make religion an issue. By asking their victims, what is your religion, before shooting them between the eyes, and performing this heinous crime in a way that there would be survivors to tell the story of their questions. When a woman, horrified at watching her husband die before her, screamed out, "Kill me too," they said, "No, you go back and tell them." That is the message they wanted to give. And one of the reasons they wanted to give that message was to provoke a backlash in India, a communal backlash. That was very much part of the cynical motivations behind this horrific crime. And I'm proud to say that though passions were high for 24 hours in some places, India stayed calm, India rallied together as one, and India, as represented in this delegation, all spoke with one voice against terrorism. Let me say that when I mention religion, it is to say that there is absolutely no religious divide here. We are one. We pray differently and perhaps to different versions of the divine, but at heart, what unites us is our allegiance to our flag, to our country, to our values, to our democracy, and above all, I think, to that spirit of humanity that has been so central to what India is all about. From the days of our nationalist movement to today, that India is what we speak for, that we cherish, and that we know you represent so beautifully in this country. I don't want to talk too long because there are 6 others who will also take the, seven others no, 6 others who Vinay is not going to take the floor. So let me leave it to the others to add their own contributions to this conversation. But let me once again say to you how very pleased we are to see you all, how much we feel welcomed by your presence, and how grateful we are that you've come at such short notice to show us your support. And we are there for you. Is anything that we can do to reaffirm the importance of your contributions to this country, we will do so in our meetings, and we'll go back to India, grateful and appreciative of the great Indian diaspora in America that is doing so much to keep us all going and to keep India's flag flying. If not outside your homes, that may not be possible, at least in your hearts. And that's where it really matters. Thank you very much.